Welcome to the ePage City image tutorial. Here I'll be showing you how to add images and image galleries on any page of your website. The first thing you'll want to do from your dashboard is simply navigate to the page or create the new page that you'd like your images to be placed on. For a full walkthrough on how to create, edit, and manage basic pages on your website, please see the basic page tutorial. So once you get to your page, simply click Edit Page to access the back end and start making changes. To add an image, the very first thing you want to do is put your mouse in the general area that you want the image to appear, regardless if it's to be left or right aligned. You'll notice at the top of your editor that you have an Add Media option. When you click on Add Media, what it does is it opens up your website's media library. Your media library is going to be a catch-all for any documents or images that you've uploaded on any basic page of your site. So from here, you can choose to reuse an image that's already available to you within your media library, or you can always upload a new file from your hard drive. Once the file is uploaded, you'll notice in the right-hand corner you have some options here. Most importantly, the Edit Image option. You're always going to want to edit your image and at the very least scale it down a little bit in order to save on hosting space, because once you save an edited image, the media library does save the file as web safe, which again just reduces the amount of space it takes up. So it is important. If your site is a 2-column design, you'll want to resize the image down to 700 pixels in width at most, because the entire space of your content from left to right is 700 pixels. So any image exceeding that is really just taking up additional space that's unneeded. If your website is 3-column, you'll want to resize it down to 520 pixels. Now, if your image is already pretty small, I suggest just resizing it down by 1 pixel. Again, just to help save on that space. I could hit scale here, and it's going to resize my image. You'll notice that the media library also comes with a full image editor. I can rotate the image. I can also crop it by selecting an area and then clicking on my crop tool. So it's pretty useful. I can just crop. And once you're done, just remember to hit save. And it'll update your image for you. Once you're done adding and editing the image, there's just a few additional things you need to do. First and foremost, you can change the title if you like, but most importantly, you want to fill out this alt text here. Alt text basically tells Google what the image is, so it is important to put a few keywords or a very, very short sentence that describes this image. You can set the alignment for an image. We suggest left or right alignments. Centering is not really recommended as it doesn't tend to fit well on pages. I'm not going to set this because I want you to see what happens if you forget to set that alignment. For the link to option, you're going to want to go ahead and select none in this case. If you leave it as media file, what will happen is if someone happens to click on the image, it's just going to blow it up large on their screen. There's not really an easy back function, so I don't recommend doing that. Go ahead and hit none, and then you can also select a thumbnail size if you want it to appear full size on the page, medium, or small. Up to you. I'll go ahead and put the full size one on here. And then I'm just going to click Insert into Page to actually add it to my page. So there we go. Now, first thing I'm going to want to do is resize this image. It's quite large on the page and doesn't really look right. You'll also notice that because I didn't set the alignment of the image, the text isn't wrapping around it. And that's what happens when you don't set the alignment. So it is important to always set alignment for your images. To edit an image once it's been added to a page, simply click on the image and you'll notice you have two options. The X will simply delete the image from this page, but not from the media library. We'll get into that momentarily. And then the little pencil icon is the edit option. So go ahead and click on that and you're brought into your image's properties where you can make changes. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and left align my image within the content area. And I'm also going to change the size. Now again, I can choose medium or thumbnail, but more importantly, I can choose to custom size it, which is very useful. I can type in the pixel width I think I want the image to be. In this case, I'm just going to type in 200 pixels, and you'll notice it auto ratios the height for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, if I want to link the image so that if it's clicked on, it goes to another page or a whole nother website, I definitely can do that. Just set link to custom URL and then just simply type in the link where you want it to go. Otherwise, just leave that set as none. In advanced options, if I select that, there's just a few things here you do want to edit. First and foremost, if you'd like an image border to appear around your image, we suggest 1 or 2 pixels at most. And again, that's the width that's going to appear around the image. And you can also set a custom color if you'd like. Oop. Let's try that again. There we go. So my border is going to be blue. Finally, you always want to make sure you're setting your image margins. Image margins are basically the buffer space that appears around the image and any text that's too close to it. If you don't set your image margins, the text is going to practically appear on top of the image, which doesn't really look good. So we suggest 3 to 5 pixels for top and bottom margins and 7 to 10 pixels for right and left. But keep in mind that you always want to set the left or right margin opposite of the alignment. So in this case, my image is left aligned. I'm going to want to set the right margin. Once you're done making changes, click that little update button. It's at the bottom right hand corner, and it's going to update the image for you. And if you want to move the image around, you can just drag and drop it in the editor. I'll move that around for you. And again, if you want to make changes, click on the image, click on the little pencil tool. And in this case, I'm going to change the alignment to right because I think it'll look better on this page, and adjust that margin to match that, and click update. And it'll move it around for me. And there you go. That's how you add images. Again, if you want to remove an image, remember not only to delete the image from your editor, but click on your Add Media option, click on the image, and make sure to delete it permanently from the media library. If you forget this step, the image will continue to take up space on the hosting server, which is never good for any files that are not currently in use. So you do want to make sure to delete that if you're no longer using it. So next, you have the option to add an image gallery to any basic page of your site. To do so, first thing you're going to want to do is put your mouse in the general area that you want your image gallery to appear. It is important that you have at least 3, preferably more images to add to the gallery. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. So again, putting my mouse in the general area that I want the image gallery to appear, I'm going to go ahead and select my Add Media button. Again, I can choose to upload files from my library, from my hard drive. You can also drag and drop files in here, or you can choose images from your media library as well. So I'll go ahead and, well, I forgot a step here. Sorry. First thing you have to do is create the gallery. Sorry about that. So click on Create Gallery, and then you can upload additional files, or you can select files from your library. In this case, I'm going to select all the images currently available in my library, which is 5. I can also see what images I've selected down here. And if I no longer want an image to appear, maybe I misselected it, I'll just select it again and it'll remove it. But again, in this case, I will keep all of them. And once you've selected all your images, go ahead and click on the right button down here. It says Create a New Gallery. It's going to create the gallery for you. From here, you can drag and drop the order that the images will appear within your gallery. You can also set captions for your images, but I do want to note that you do not want to set captions for images unless you plan to set all of them. I'll just set one for now so you can see what happens if you only set one and not the others. It just tends to look kind of awkward on the page. There's just a few additional items here, mostly is the columns option. So you can choose how many columns that you want the images to appear in. If you have images in sets of 3s, like 3, 6, 9, you'll probably want 3 columns. If you have images in sets of 4, 4, 8, 12, then probably 4. In this case, though, I'll just leave it as 3. You can also random order the images if you select that box. Otherwise, once you're done, just click on the right bottom option, Insert Gallery. So there you go. Here's my image gallery. Now you will notice that the gallery doesn't really function while in the editor mode. So if you want to preview the page and see the changes you've made thus far, scroll up to the top, Publish option. You'll notice there's a Preview Changes. Click that. And it's going to open up your page so you can view all the changes you've made thus far. In this case, I can see my gallery. I can also see there's only one caption. Again, we do suggest captioning all the images if you do add a caption. And when I click on the image, it does lightbox it and allows the user to kind of scroll through. It's a nifty feature. and going back to my editor. If I want to make changes to this gallery, remove images, add images, I'm simply going to click on it, click on my pencil icon as usual, and I can add to gallery to add additional images, or I can edit it and remove an image if I no longer want it to appear, and then just hit update. And always remember to, once you're done making changes on a page, click update to save your changes so that they go live. Changes are live instantly to visitors once you click update. And that's it. That's how you add and edit images and image galleries to basic pages of your website.
Thank you for watching this tutorial video. If you have any questions or concerns using the content management system or with the site as a whole, feel free to give us a call directly at 312-291-2200 and a customer service representative will be more than happy to help. Thank you.